Soderbergh and Driver pitched The Hunt for Ben Solo to Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni, and Carrie Beck at Lucasfilm, who loved the idea. However, when they took the script over to Disney, they were shut down.
Fulfill your destiny. TheorySabers.com.
Here's one of those stories that you didn't think you'd get, but you kind of wish you did. Adam Driver pitched Kylo Ren's Star Wars standalone movie with Steven Soderbergh, but Disney rejected script. Big surprise.
It's like, okay, it's never going to get, better than this. And then it ratchets up again.
One of the coolest projects I had ever been a part of, he says. Now, say what you will about the sequel trilogy, and God knows I have, but Adam Driver probably was, I would say, I would say the most talented actor in that whole trilogy. I think he really brought the noise. I think he sold the script, as horrible as it was, and really tried to fill in the blanks of what he knew or didn't know about his character from episode 7 to 8 to 9. Adam Driver and Steven Soderbergh almost brought their own twist to a galaxy far, far away. In a recent sit-down with AP, Driver said that over the span of 2 years, he and Soderbergh developed a script called The Hunt for Ben Solo. The film would have taken place after the events of The Rise of Skywalker and followed Driver's Kylo Ren, aka Ben Solo, on a search for redemption, which is interesting considering he was dead.
We've decoded the intel from the First Order spy, and it confirms the worst.
Soderbergh roughed out the story with Logan Lucky, screenwriter Rebecca Blunt, Scott Z. Burns later joined to pen the script. I always was interested in doing another Star Wars, Driver said. I had been talking about doing another one since 2021. Kathleen Kennedy had reached out. I always said with a great director and a great story, I'd be there in a second. I loved that character and loved playing him, and he did a great job playing him. Driver described the film as handmade and character-driven, comparing it to 1980's The Empire Strikes Back. The White Noise Star said that film is the standard of what a Star Wars movie should be. Well, if that's the standard, then I wonder what we got with the sequels. Soderbergh and Driver pitched The Hunt for Ben Solo to Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni, and Carrie Beck at Lucasfilm, who loved the idea. However, when they took the script over to Disney, they were shut down. We presented the script to Lucasfilm. They loved the idea, Driver recalled. They totally understood our angle and why we were doing it. We took it to Bob Iger and Alan Bergman, and they said no. They didn't see how Ben Solo was alive, and that was that. God. It's not Bob Iger's job to see or not see anything creative story-wise. The guy is pushing pencils. He's making big moves with billions of dollars. He isn't paid to be micromanaging stories. He isn't paid to tell stories. He's paid to manage the teams and where the direction of Disney goes. If the department of Lucasfilm, which is one department that Disney owns, that's telling a certain sect of stories, which is Star Wars, think it's a good idea in their own realm, in their own universe, to bring this character back or to talk about him or whatever, then shouldn't that be the precedent? Shouldn't that be the okay? And if they say that this can happen or they can figure it out, then shouldn't Disney just be like, okay, well, if you say it's good, then here's the money? What do they know about anything? I mean, what does Kathleen Kennedy know about Star Wars?
Leslie, her storytelling, I was blown away by just the scale and the size. And as you could see from what you saw in the room, it's very compelling. She's doing some really original things, and yet completely grounded in Star Wars.
And let's go one step further. What does Bob Iger know about Star Wars?
Well, I think Star Wars has had a great impact on Disney. You know, it has sort of given us just another direction to go in terms of great storytelling.
To me, it's super confusing, but to play devil's advocate, maybe it was so convoluted and messy that Bob is like, well, you know what? They already botched the sequels. To bring him back now, we're just going to let it die.
Let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
Maybe that's what his idea was. So really, we can point the finger at Kathleen. We can point the finger at Bob Iger. At the end of the day, they're both to blame. They both ruined Star Wars. Lucasfilm declined to comment. Soderbergh told AP of the experience, I really enjoyed making the movie in my head. I'm just sorry the fans won't get to see it. Driver agreed, calling the project one of the coolest scripts I had ever been a part of. Damn, well, Geez, hey Soderbergh, if you ever want to come on here and talk about the ideas that you had for this script, like I spoke with Stuart Beattie regarding his Obi-Wan Kenobi trilogy, I'm sure a lot of fans would love to hear what your ideas were. Okay, so what are my thoughts about this? Well, first off, right off the bat, Kylo Ren was the most underutilized and botched character of the sequel trilogy. I mean, forget Finn, who had promising story narrative that he could have been a stormtrooper who became a Jedi or was a Jedi before, got his mind wiped, and then went back to Luke to remember everything and train again. Forget that. Okay, he was reduced to just Rey, or they fly now, or who said that? Poe said that? I don't know. Maybe Poe said that. I can't remember. Sorry.
They fly now! They fly now! They fly now!
Forget that. Forget Rey, who could have had extreme character potential and been arguably, well, no, actually been probably the coolest female character in all of Star Wars. I would say right up there with maybe Anakin, if they wrote her right. If they did it like Legends, then that would have been fantastic. But they didn't. However, Kylo Ren, I feel like, had the most potential of all of them. The grandson of Anakin Skywalker, the grandson of Darth Vader, the daughter of Leia and Han Solo, this character could have been the real deal. He had major conflict. He was essentially the inverse of Anakin, where Anakin was naturally dark. He was trying to be in the light. Kylo Ren was naturally in the light, but he was trying so hard to be a bad boy. He was trying so hard to be in the darkness, but it wasn't working out for him. In the end, it didn't happen. And all of the convoluted mess that was the sequel trilogy, killing off Kylo Ren, Ben Solo in the very end, was probably one of their bigger mistakes, I would say. And I don't know why they couldn't just have them go their separate ways, or even just be together and go off and be a power couple, if you will. But the idea of bringing him back now from the dead, I mean, that's super, like, how? How are they going to do that? I mean, weirder things have happened in Star Wars, especially in the sequels, where lightsaber stab wounds really mean nothing anymore. It's like a Disney thing. Oh, lightsaber wound? Nah, don't worry about it. Qui-Gon died from this, but no big deal. You're good. There was something in, I think it was the Secrets of the Jedi, or the Secrets of the Sith book, and I covered this a while ago. There was this machine that the Sith cultists created, or something, that they could bring back the dead. And this is a video that I covered years and years and years ago. I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. And it was rather interesting. It had some decent lore in there that opened a avenue where you could bring someone back from the dead. We know that Disney probably wanted to have that loophole in there, or that card in their back pocket, and say, no, look, the Sith cultists, they have this machine and they can bring back the dead, whether it be Palpatine for a 3rd time, whether it be Moff Gideon for a millionth time, or whether it be Ben Solo. Now, I truly think that Ben Solo was the most intriguing character of the sequels, and if they were to bring him back, I don't think anyone would mind, considering the sequels are already whack and destroyed.
I want you to join me.
It would at least make it a little bit more palpable to watch, or at least go through, the fact that you have Adam Driver's performance, and you have now Ben Solo, the grandson of Vader, the grandson of Anakin. It adds a lot more weight to the story, and it makes you want to watch it more, because it is heavily connected now to Anakin in some way. Now, they're going to ruin it, most likely, because they don't know how to write Star Wars, but they could get someone like Stuart Beattie, for example, who actually knows what he's doing when it comes to Star Wars. So, it's not like the world doesn't have real Star Wars fans. It's not like the world, or Hollywood even, doesn't have talented Star Wars fans who actually respect George Lucas. It's just Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger hiring the wrong people, like Leslie Headland, for example, or Rian Johnson. So at the end of the day, it really comes down to who you hire. But if they were to bring Kylo back, I'm down for it. So you guys let me know. We still could get this happen. I mean, at the end of the day, they follow money. So if there are enough people that want to see Kylo Ren return, they're going to do it. It's that easy. So make some noise. Let's see in the comments. Do you want him back, or do you not even give a shit? Let's hear it. I'd love to see your thoughts. Personally, yeah, bring him back. What the hell? Why not? He was a great actor, and I want to see him back and actually maybe get some character development out of him. Hope you guys are having a great day. See you in San Antonio this week, this Friday. Can't wait to see you all there at Theory Saber's booth, and we'll be with Nick Gillard, the one, the only. Catch you later. May the Force be with you.
Now, Fulfill your destiny.